So Yami pulled in Itachi. But before we get into that, Black Clover Chapter 341 starts off by introducing 3 new Ryuzen 7 members: Kamari Imari, Daizemon Ooka, and Jozo Hanagatsuji. It seems like pulverizing Asta with Zetten. Asta also says that they weren't using their Yojutsu, or like their magic. They're only using hand-to-hand combat to defeat Asta. Not gonna lie, I was expecting Yuki Tabata to like introduce the Ryuzen members like one by one, so we get to know the Ryuzen 7 members better. But it seems like the Ryuzen members don't seem that important, since we only got to see them like briefly. And we didn't even see them fight Asta, we just skipped right through the training. When Asta talks about the different types, or like the different ways to do Zetten, it says when using Zetten, some people split their Yoryoku over 2 strikes at 50%, while others use 5 strikes at 20% each. So pretty much it's based on personal preference, or depending on the situation, or possibly even physical ability. So for example, let's look at Daizemon. He will look like someone that will throw 1 or even 2 strikes max, because he's a big dude, and more than likely he'll probably like get tired very easily, and he'll probably like have slower strikes since he's a big dude. If Daizemon did like 5 strikes, then the next combo he does like another 5 strikes, and then another 5, he'll easily get tired within like the first minute. Also, if you didn't notice, at the start of the chapter, if you're wondering what those white circles were, those circles are how many strikes each of them prefer. Kamari prefers like 4 strikes per combo, Daizemon prefers 2, and Jozo prefers 5 strikes. Ichika says that Ryuya is assisted by his Tengetsu, which means that right eye can see everything that's happening at any given moment. Now, I'm pretty sure that word translated means like clairvoyance, and Ichika says that Ryuya is working to stabilize the government. I wonder what she means by this. The only thing I can think of is that a lot of people would like probably disapprove of Ryuya being Shogun, because they're probably like scared of what Ryuya can see with their eye, and they don't want to be constantly be watched, and they're probably like rival clans that want to take out Ryuya, because back in the day, in order to be Shogun, you have to take out the current Shogun clan leader in order for you to be Shogun. So Ichika says that Yami massacred their entire clan, so Yami pretty much pulled in Itachi. Honestly, I kinda don't believe that Yami massacred his entire clan. He doesn't seem like that type of person to do that. And I've always been suspicious about Ryuya. Like, I kinda think he's like hiding something, because he kinda looks like Yami. Asta says that Yami and Ichika's ki is like similar to Ryuya. The tea serving doll made the exact same sound as Chami, it even looks like her. Asta noticed it has always been clouded ever since he got to the land of the sun. For some reason, Ryuya's eye works on Asta, even though he's like anti-magic. When Asta woke up, Ryuya knew Asta's name, implying that Ryuya can read people's minds. But if that's the case, why did he ask if Yami still takes long dumps if he can read his mind? He's also very hesitant to let Asta get back to the Clover Kingdom. He knows about devils. We don't know what's under the eye patch, and how come he hasn't tried fighting his childhood friend? Honestly, I can't think that Ryuya was the one that probably killed Yami's entire clan and blamed it on Yami. I'm gonna assume that Ryuya disguised himself as like Yami and killed the entire clan in front of Ichika, and since Yami and Ryuya have similar ki, she probably thought it was Yami that killed the entire clan. But the question is, why would Ryuya kill Yami's entire clan? I'm gonna assume that Ryuya already had the Eye of Clairvoyance and saw that Yami's clan was maybe going to like get in his way somehow. And on the previous day, he probably like told like Yami to go on like a fishing trip, knowing he will get shipwrecked so that he'll end up in the Clover Kingdom. And then as soon as Yami leaves on the fishing trip, he then kills Yami's entire clan. And then Ryuya can lie and tell everyone that after Yami killed his entire clan, he saw Yami escaping on a boat. But what if Yami did massacre his own clan? But the question is, why though? I felt there's like a million different reasons to why he did it. Like they were maybe like evil in some way, or like they suddenly like turned evil and he had to kill them. Someone could have like controlled Yami or even forced him to do it. Lucius could have like had something to do with it, because maybe Yami's clan could have gone Lucius's way and needed a way to get rid of them and somehow get Yami to the Clover Kingdom, so that he can like open the tree of Clefoth. I'm pretty sure Julius was the first person to encounter like Yami, like he knew Yami was going to show up at the beach, which was probably part of like Lucius's like plan. Overall, pretty interesting chapter. We briefly got introduced to some of the Ryuzen members. We kind of got to see the different ways that people use Zetten. It is confirmed that Ryuya has an Eye of Clairvoyance, and Yami potentially could have pulled in Itachi by massacring his entire clan.